Hello friends, I am Rashmi. Welcome to SRS Info. Today we will continue with the health education and community pharmacy and we will do the chapter nutrition and health. Let's start. First we have to understand what is nutrition. So this is the definition of nutrition. Nutrition is the science of food and its relationship to health. Nutrition is the science of food and its relationship to health. Food is related to health, of course. Health is maintained by food. So, the relationship between this food and health is explained by nutrition. Okay? And the nutrients are the specific dietary constituents. Nutrition is saying about the relationship between food and health. We get nutrients from food. So, these nutrients are the specific dietary constituents such as proteins, vitamins, and minerals. And from where we get these proteins, vitamins, and minerals? We get these nutrients from food. The food must contain adequate amount of all these nutrients like proteins, vitamins, and minerals in order to maintain the health. So these nutrients are very essential to maintain a healthy living, for which we have to take proper food. So the relationship between this food and health is explained in nutrition. This is the branch of science where we explain the relationship of food and health. So, this is very important to understand the functions of food also. What are the important functions of food or why we have to take food? Food provides energy for mechanical work. For mechanical work, we need energy, and food provides this energy. And it maintains growth, repair, and reproduction by the functions of the nutrients. Clear? And these nutrients we get from food. So this is the function of food to maintain the growth, repair, and reproduction. And food maintains the functions of body tissues and also it maintains the body temperature. One of the most important functions of food is it maintains the functions of our body tissues and it also maintains the body temperature. And food builds resistance against infections and disease. By having good food, healthy food, we get proper nutrients, and these nutrients work as the guardians of our body, and these nutrients builds the resistance against infections and diseases. And finally, food satisfies appetite, and this is also very important function. If we feel appetite, we cannot concentrate on our work, okay, and we cannot get proper sleep. This may affect negatively to our health. So satisfying the appetite is also very important. So food satisfy appetite. These are the functions of food. Okay, provides energy, maintain growth, maintain the functions of body tissues, and it works as the resistors for infections and diseases, and food satisfies appetite. Now we get different types of food from different sources. Okay, and these different types of food have different nutrients. So on the basis of their source and their function, their chemical nature, etc., the foods are classified. And now let us understand the classification of food. The food is classified according to its source, according to its function, and according to the chemical nature of the nutrients involved in that food. Okay. So according to the source, the food are mainly classified as vegetable foods and animal foods. Vegetable foods, of course, we get from plants like rice, wheat, barley, etc. Fruits, etc. All these are vegetable foods. Animal foods, meat, egg, fish, etc. Those foods which are getting from animals. Okay, these are the animal food. So based on the source, the foods are classified into vegetables and animal foods. Then according to the function of the food, it's again classified into bodybuilders, energy yielders, and protectives. Those food which help for growth. These food are classified as bodybuilders like meat, milk, fish, etc. Bodybuilders are suggested to take these types of food to maintain their growth, and these types of food support for the bodybuilding. Then next type is energy yielders like cereals, sugars, etc. These sugars contains carbohydrate which provides spontaneous energy. Clear? So these types of food are called as energy yielders. Examples: cereals, sugars, etc. Then protectives. Protectives help to resist the diseases. So these types of food are classified as protectives, like vegetables, fruits, etc. Vegetables, fruits, etc. contain vitamins. Okay, and these vitamins are very essential for the protection of our body from diseases. So that this is called as protectives. So according to the function, the food is classified into bodybuilders, energy yielders, and protectives. The third one and most important one is, according to the chemical nature, the food is classified into proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, etc. Those food which provides proteins are meat, egg, etc. These are very essential to get proteins for our body. Then cheese. Cheese is the example of rich source of fat. Clear? Fat is also very essential for maintaining the growth of our body. Then carbohydrate, starchy vegetables, sugars, cellulose, all these are the richest source of carbohydrates, and these carbohydrates provide the spontaneous essential energy for the day-to-day work. And then vitamins. Fruits are the rich source of vitamins, and vitamins are very essential for protection of our body. Then minerals. Nuts and seeds are the rich source of minerals, and minerals are very important for balancing of our body and the proper functioning of the different types of chemicals in our body, and these are very essential for different types of chemical functions in our body. So these are the most important classification of food, and in this chapter we focus on the chemical nature classification. And today we will focus on carbohydrate, because carbohydrate is the basic part of human diet and it is the richest source of spontaneous energy. So let us look into carbohydrates. What are the functions of carbohydrates? The main functions are, most important is, this is the main constituent of human diet, basic part of our diet. And what are the main sources of this carbohydrate? Like rice, potato, etc. These are the richest source of carbohydrates. And carbohydrate is the main source of energy for our mechanical work. 1 gram of carbohydrate contains 4 kilocalories of energy. Clear? Then this is very essential for the oxidation of fat. Oxidation of fat takes place with the help of carbohydrates, and carbohydrates are required for the synthesis of some non-essential amino acid. We will focus on amino acid in the session of proteins, but you just understand that the carbohydrate is essential for the synthesis of some non-essential amino acids. Amino acids are classified into two, that is essential and non-essential. Synthesis of non-essential amino acid takes place with the help of carbohydrates. Okay, and these are the main functions of carbohydrates. Now, what are the main sources of carbohydrates? One of the major source of carbohydrate is sugar, then starch, then cellulose. Let us understand in detail about this. Then sugar. Sugar is the simple form of carbohydrate. This is a simple form of carbohydrate, sugar. And there are different types of sugars. Let us understand these types of sugars. The first one is glucose. Body absorbs carbohydrates in different forms, but all carbohydrates are ultimately converted into glucose in the body. So this is the chief source of energy. Okay, very important. Glucose is the chief source of energy. Okay, and the second type is fructose. Fructose is the sweetest of all sugars, and these fructose found in cane sugar, fruit juice, honey, etc. All fruits contains this fructose, and this is the sweetest of all natural sugars. Okay, next is sucrose. Sucrose is a disaccharide. One sucrose molecule contain one glucose and one fructose. Okay, glucose plus fructose forms sucrose. This is sucrose, and this sucrose contains glucose and fructose, and it is a constituent of beet sugar and also in cane sugar. Okay, then lactose. Lactose is the sugar of milk. The sugar which contains in milk is lactose, and it contains one lactose molecules contains one glucose and one galactose. Okay, the last one is maltose. Maltose is made of two glucose. Okay, all these are disaccharides. Glucose, then fructose, then sucrose. Sucrose is the disaccharide which contains one glucose and one fructose. Lactose is the disaccharide of one glucose and one galactose. Then maltose is made of two glucose, one glucose plus one glucose, two glucose molecules, and it is formed from starch during the germination of barley or wheat. This is also very important point to be noted. It is formed from starch during the germination of barley or wheat. So barley and wheat are the richest source of maltose. Okay, this is what is about sugar. The next important source of carbohydrate is starch. Starch is a polysaccharide and it forms the basic human diet. The rich source of starch is rice and potatoes. Okay, rice and potatoes are richest source of starch, and this is the basic part of human diet filled with spontaneous energy. This energy is required for our day-to-day mechanical work. Then the next important source is cellulose. Cellulose is the indigestible constituent of carbohydrate. Very important. This is not carbohydrate actually. This is the indigestible constituent of carbohydrate. And from where we get cellulose? We get cellulose from plants. Animal cells does not have cellulose. Okay, plant cells have cellulose, and cellulose is the indigestible constituent of carbohydrate, and it does not have any nutritive value. Most important point to note: cellulose has no nutritive value. But then, what is the importance of it? This is the indigestible constituent of carbohydrate, which contributes to dietary fiber. Cellulose is the dietary fiber, which is the indigestible constituent, and the dietary fiber, which is very essential for the bowel movements, for the digestion process. What is the function of fiber actually? Fiber absorbs water, okay, and then it increases the bulk of stools. Fiber absorbs, this is fiber, it absorbs water and it increases the bulk. It increases the bulk of stools, which increases the bowel movement. This is the function of dietary fibers. What is the function of dietary fibers? Dietary fiber absorbs water and it increases the bulk of the stool, so that which increases the bowel movement and prevents constipation. This is the function of dietary fiber, and cellulose is the natural dietary fiber, and it is very important to make this cellulose as a part of our diet, so that our digestive process and the bowel movement will be regular, which helps to prevent constipation and to have a healthy life. Okay, so today we understand about the major classification of food, and we focused on carbohydrates. Okay, in the next class we will discuss about protein. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.